You're much quicker on your feet than I expected. Rumors about your timidity and reclusive nature are clearly false. Join me in my residence tomorrow on the edge of town. I'd like to discuss this further.
But Father would never allow it.
You must be mistaken then. I thought you wanted to leave.
She wanted to, but couldn't think fast enough to stop him.
Duke Collins!
But it would have to wait. Alessandra's sister had arrived.
Father told me to find you. Are you out here all alone?
Kate Barrett, I presume. I was just about to.
Kate's blood boiled at the sight of Alessandra.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry that thing has bothered you. It wasn't meant to be out here.
She is your sister, and I'm sure she doesn't appreciate being referred to as...
The Duke was disappointed at seeing Alessandra was no longer around. Disappointed?
Oh, sweetie, siblings often have little pet names for each other, do they not? You were an only child, so I can forgive you for that.
I'm sure that excuse allows you to sleep quite soundly at night.
Kate would do anything to make the Duke see she'd make a good wife. Her family had a problem, and he was their best solution.
The stories do not do you justice, Duke Collins. I must admit, I was hoping to get you here alone. A man of your position and a woman of my beauty would make a powerful union, don't you agree?
As hard as it may be to believe, not all men are so susceptible to the fluttering of your eyelashes. Besides, I received another, more promising offer. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Alessandra questions Edgar about his past relationships after a servant. Jennifer acts inappropriately. They both suspect Jennifer's actions are motivated by someone else, leaving Alessandra to wonder who is behind it and what their true intentions are. Who was this woman, and what were her true motives? Was she simply an overzealous admirer, or was there a more sinister plot at play? And, more importantly, who was pulling her strings? Could it be someone within the household, or an enemy lurking outside the walls?
The maids back at the Barrett household would sometimes mistreat her because they had Kate behind them to help rescue them if the butler were to find out. Edgar had not mentioned anyone else living with him, which meant it must be a relative living close by. It is probably my mother. She plants a few of her spies here and there to keep an eye on me. It appears I missed one. That was Alfred's mistake. How should I break this to the perfectionist? Edgar grinned. Alfred would have a panic attack if he knew he missed getting rid of one of his mother's spies. Why is it Alfred's mistake and not your mistake? Alessandra accidentally asked out loud. Alfred is the one to deal with the servants. I passed him the basket and told him to send someone to serve you. Anyone working for my mother should not have been still working for me. It is not hard to recognize who is her spy, as they are always following me around. Alfred should have picked up on this and fired her. I like to keep my mother out of my business. What is your mother like? Alessandra had never heard anything about Edgar's mother. She didn't even know her name. Dramatic. I have to be rude and step out for an errand. Therefore, I cannot attend breakfast with you, but Alfred will be here to help. There are more gifts waiting for you downstairs. What you don't like, set aside, and I will send for something else, said Edgar. Thank you. I'm sorry, I don't have anything to offer you. Alessandra once again felt saddened by not having anything to give to Edgar. She was the only one receiving something. If you stand right now, that would be a gift, Edgar cheekily replied. Can you please leave and never refer to yourself as a saint? Alessandra covered her face with her hands to hide her cheeks turning red from embarrassment. She contemplated getting a mask that entirely covered her face so she wouldn't satisfy Edgar's teasing. If you were to ask me to stand naked before you, I would have no problem doing so. You are the shy type, Alessandra. I came by to say I will be going to collect your things and speak to the Baroness about her late husband. Is there anything specific you desperately need to come along with you? Edgar asked. No. Everything is in my bedroom, but there is no guarantee either Katrina or Kate did not destroy them because of my father's death. Whatever is there you can bring. Oh, there is a girl I chose to be my personal maid. Can you bring her along, or is that too much? She asked, due to the fact Edgar would be the one paying for Sally's services. Seeing as we are about to fire someone, it is not a problem. But I first need to inspect the type of person this maid is before I allow her into my home. I am off to visit Hal. Edgar bid goodbye. I hope he doesn't kill Katrina or Kate, Alessandra softly muttered. She contemplated going with Edgar to make sure no one would be harmed, but then decided against it. The goal was to never step foot in that house again, and she planned to stick to it. Katrina, Kate, and Edgar were grown enough to be able to speak calmly.
Edgar left, and Alessandra was left to ponder his cryptic words and the unsettling image of his visit to hell. What exactly awaited Katrina and Kate? And what kind of woman was Edgar's mother, this puppeteer pulling strings from the shadows? Alessandra's unease grew. Was she stepping into a new life, or a carefully crafted trap?
To listen to the full audio series, install the Pocket FM app now.
Pocket FM. Download the app now.